Well, a lot of you told me that I might be seeing some snow again this week. They're calling for some snow on Tuesday. I'm hoping that snow is over with. I am ready for spring. And I also want to say thank you so much for liking yesterday's video about going to Walmart. We had so much fun, and my husband was so happy to see everybody enjoying the video. It made him feel good. And I hope that we have a lot more videos with him in them. And I just want to say thank you. It was a fun day, and it was a day where we could just relax and take our time. I am the kind of person who is very goal-oriented. I'm always busy. And one of the things I learned through the experience of getting older, I've learned a lot of things, but one of the main things I learned with the experience of getting older is how our body tells us sometimes we need to slow down. And I know there's a few men that watch my videos. Today's video you probably won't enjoy, but maybe you can get something from it. But I am going to talk about something that affects a lot of women. Well, it affects most women. Now, my mother-in-law went through menopause and she said she didn't even notice a difference, which is amazing. But unfortunately, for a lot of us, it can be life-altering. So I'm just going to tell you a little timeline. I had lost 100 pounds, and then unfortunately I started going into menopause, and I had an issue and I had to have surgery. And after that, that was in July, it would be 3 years. I had horrendous, horrible hot flashes. I would have them 8, 10, 12 times a night. They were like clockwork. Well, just recently, about 3 weeks ago, maybe not even that long, about 3 weeks ago, they miraculously disappeared, and my life was absolutely amazing. You're going to be seeing a lot of videos because I was really busy working. I could not believe how good I feel. I still feel really good, but with menopause, the sad thing is, it is rolling symptoms. So while your body may go through something for a while and all of a sudden it leaves, something else can happen. And that's what I'm faced with. And right now I'm faced with certain other symptoms and certain other issues like brain fog and things like that. And it's been very difficult for me to adapt because once a certain symptom is gone, I felt like I'm on top of the world. And then all of a sudden now I'm dealing with another symptom. I deal with a lot of lightheadedness and dizziness and vertigo. And that is all from my menopause. It can affect every one of us different, even though the symptoms are a lot similar. But right now I'm going through that stage. I'm also going through the stage where my weight is really fluctuating. I am really working on the natural approach to menopause. And I don't take any kind of hormonal treatment. The doctor tried that about 3 years ago and it did not work. In fact, it was awful. So I'm all about natural. Now, everybody's different and everything works different with different people. With me, I've learned to accept it, but to work through it. And one of the biggest things for me is to learn to just take it easy some days. My mother was goal-oriented. Every morning she woke up, whether she was sick or not, and she worked herself, in my opinion, almost to death. And because she never took time to relax or never took time to let her body heal. My mother was always busy working. And I realize now that I need to slow it down. There are some days like today where I don't really feel like I can conquer the world in one day. And sometimes when we go through things, it can steal our joy. Now, my situation is minor compared to what most people are going through. There are a lot of you, which really surprised me. I mean, it shocked me when I did the video on the last year to live. The majority of you who commented me told me you either had a life-threatening situation, you're living in a life-threatening situation, or you've had it and it's changed the way you're thinking. That blew me away. That literally blew me away. The amount of people that right now are going through so much health struggles. And I'm very blessed to not had many health struggles, except for health struggles in one way. And that was something that was hereditary. My mother died at 21, so my grandma dealt with this. One of the biggest things about me and being adopted is, the hardest thing is, I don't have anybody as far as my blood relation to talk about these things. I have a sister, but her situation was totally opposite of mine. She never had children, and her situations were totally different than mine. We don't share the same makeup as far as just our bodies and the things that we go through. And I don't have a mother. And so it's really hard. I don't have a grandma. And it's really hard. It's not necessarily what your mother went through, you will go through. But in a lot of ways, there are similarities. And in a lot of ways, it's more comforting. So that's where I feel really alone sometimes, because I go through these different spells and these different waves in my life, and I would love to have a birth mother to be able to share it with and ask her about things. But I think what I'm trying to say is, if you are feeling discouraged today, and whatever, you can fill in the dots, you can fill in the line, steals the joy. What steals the joy? Fill that in. Whatever is affecting you. My marriage steals my joy. My health steals my joy. My disability steals my joy. My income steals my joy. What are you going to put in there? Every single one of you can fill in the blanks, because we all have something that tries to steal our joy. And I know that in life, there are things that will come our way. You know, we're not always going to be bubbly and happy and giddy, but when your personality is that way and you're driven for happiness and things like that, and then when things affect you and happen to you, you can get discouraged really quickly. And so I want to just reach out to you and say that whatever it is that's stealing your joy, is to look at it in a different way. I can only tell you what I'm experiencing and how I'm looking at it. It could be on a scale of 1 to 10, a 1 in your eyes, or not even that. Or to some of you, what I've been going through, you would think that's pretty harsh. But what I realized is this morning. So this morning I was really lightheaded. I get this way. There's nothing wrong with me. I have an amazing blood pressure. I have amazing blood sugar. I have amazing health. I have nothing wrong with me. But the doctors say it's part of menopause. And, you know, it's just because your body is changing. There are things in my body that are drastically changing, even after 3.5 years. In fact, now these 3.5 years, certain parts of my body have already changed. And now the organs in my body have to catch up to it. And I'm feeling those effects. And this morning I woke up and I was like, ew, I don't feel like doing anything today. I don't feel like being happy. I don't feel like it. And then I realized to myself, switch the mindset. I can't believe I feel this good. I can't believe I am feeling this good. I can't believe that I don't have to go through what I went through 3 years ago, that's not a situation in my life right now, or it shouldn't ever be again. I can think about all these things, and then all of a sudden I start feeling better. Now, pain, chronic pain, the pain is there. You can't just wish it away or manifest it. I don't even believe in the word manifest to a certain extent. I believe that as a Christian, that I give it to the Lord and I ask Him to help me. And so while I have a swollen knee because I twisted my knee, and while I feel a little bit woohoo because I'm a 54-year-old woman and going through some things, and because I don't feel like doing certain things, doesn't necessarily mean that I have to stop doing them. So today I was just going to edit a video, one that I had already made, and I thought, no, I'm just going to get on video and talk to you today, and I'll put this up for Sunday because maybe it could help somebody. And maybe you're going through menopause right now, and maybe the menopause is just really playing havoc on your body. And just know that women have gone through this through a long time. I mean, most women go through it. It doesn't make it go away, but it can make it a little bit easier. There's one thing I said to my husband. He said, well, how are you feeling today? Because when menopause hits a wife, it affects the husband. It affects the family to a certain situation. I mean, just if a mom's not happy or the mom's not feeling good, of course, it can affect the family. And I said, I've come to the conclusion. And the conclusion is this, that this has been happening to women all through generations. It's not fun. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. And I wish it would go away. But I'm counting my blessings one by one. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God has done. And that's what I did. I woke up, I just got a shower, and I'm counting my blessings. Go through menopause, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It goes a long time. And in the world that I live in with me, I want things to be quick. I want to be quick. I want to not feel this now. I don't want to feel pain. I don't want any of this. I want it quick. What's all the commercials? I want my money and I want it now. Get your food at McDonald's for 5 minutes or less, or it's on the house, And with menopause, it's not quick. For some women, it can last a lifetime. And so while I am counting my blessings, yay, the hot flashes are gone. You're not going to see the drips of sweat all over me anymore. While I have some pain, which I don't want to have, I'm exchanging one thing for another. And you know what? I'm finding that it has not stolen my joy. And I remind myself each day, there's a reason that we're living today. There's a reason why the Lord has given us that breath that we can breathe. And I'm very thankful for it. And this is one of the things that has really helped me when I did the 1 year to live. That is, if I only had 1 year to live, what I'm going through right now would be nothing. Would be absolutely nothing. I would do anything to live like I'm living today. Even though it's not pleasant, it sure wouldn't be like it would if I was given, that sentence of you only have 1 year to live. So I got to keep it in my mind and keep going and keep pressing on. And, count your blessings may be a children's song. Count your blessings may be a song that you learned in Bible school or you learned when you were a young adult. But it's so true. Count your blessings because there's always somebody. And this is what I'm telling myself today. Count my blessings because there's always somebody who has it worse than me. I'm sitting out here because I received a gift yesterday in the mail. Now this is from Bernie, and she sends me jars different times. She saves them for me. But I wanted to share it with you because I'm sharing my gifts. Because in sharing the gifts, I never thought about this. I thought about, the things that people said. I can't go there anymore. You have to come to a point in your life where you have to say, you still be sensitive, and I am still sensitive towards people's needs, but you can't get to the point where you just get so depressed about everybody, and I can't get to that. But I realize that sometimes when I open my gifts, for a moment, the happiness of opening that gift helps someone forget about maybe their pain for a little bit, or helps them maybe forget about something that they're troubled with. We as women especially, we want to fix the world. We want to fix all of our children. We want everything to be good. We don't want our children to suffer. We want all of the problems of the world that our children are going through to be instantly taken care of. So we have a lot of burdens as women. We need to be easier on ourselves as women. And I would love to sit with my mom, and I would love to tell my mom all of the things that she's done for me and how blessed I feel, and tell her to go back in time and just take it one day at a time. And I would love to talk to my father-in-law and say, you know what? I never realized how hard it is getting older. I never realized how hard it is when your eyesight's not as good anymore and your bones creak and ache as you get older. As the younger generation, we don't think about that when our in-laws and our parents and our grandparents were aging. But now we're getting older and we think about it. I guess that makes us more wiser, right? All right, let me show you what Vernie gave, because I'm going really long in my video. And I know a lot of you don't mind that, and I really want to thank you because you have been therapy for me. And it's been really a blessing because I don't have the family anymore. And I think that's the hardest thing for me. I know a lot of you are the same way. I'm not saying I'm anything special. I'm just saying that I don't have my family. I don't have my mom, my dad, my in-laws, my grandparents. They were my best friends. And so when I turn the camera on and share with you situations and problems I'm going through, I feel like I'm sitting with them. And then you all share with one another what you're going through. If you feel like you want to share that, I would be more than happy and enjoy hearing you share your thoughts. And you'll find that you're not alone, because wow, that one video, you guys were just talking with each other and it was just absolutely amazing. And he said, do you want any of these jars? And I said, oh, I love these jars because these are the jars that I use. And these jars are so expensive. So thank you so much, Vernie, for these. Because these are what I use. So thank you so much. I'm actually opening them out here because I'm going to be keeping them out here. Oh, look at this. I did my own thrift shopping and saw this and thought of you. I had to get it. They are Beatrix Potter. Isn't that amazing? Beatrix Potter. I absolutely love it. Look at that. I'm gonna keep them wrapped in there so they don't get dusty out here. And these jars came amazing. Boy, whoever shipped this was very, very gentle with it. I love it. At first I thought this was broken. I thought it was a jar, but it's these little jars. Aren't they adorable? Oh, I just love them. So thank you guys so much for watching. We're at 20 minutes now, and I can't wait to share with you again tomorrow. And you know what? That is a promise. Bye, everybody.